First question.
Yes.
How did Marvel sell you this movie? Like a sci-fi movie or a comedy or maybe an action movie?
Marvel didn't have to do much to sell me on this movie, but the way that we're explaining it is it's a space epic, and it's a bit of a rock opera in space. So excellent soundtrack. There are elements of fantasy, elements of action, sci-fi. There's a lot of comedy, and it's truly got a mix of all of those themes.
Okay. Your character, Star-Lord, is a badass, but he has a lot of charisma too. So, were there any characters you were inspired by?
I think all of the characters that inspired me in the process of making this film and creating the character Peter Quill, I was inspired by all of my favorite movie stars in the 80s. It was a lot of Marty McFly, Han Solo, Indiana Jones, the character that Kevin Bacon played in Footloose. I think it's like a fun, irreverent type of style of acting back in those days, and that was what inspired me in making this movie, because Peter Quill is essentially a child of the 80s.
Okay, but he's unknown or maybe less known than other characters from Marvel, like Thor or Captain America.
Right.
It was good or bad in terms of acting?
In terms of acting, playing a character that is less recognizable is actually a good thing, because you're not tied to any previous incarnations. No one's going to be comparing me to the other time someone played Star-Lord. No one's going to be. I think that's what happens. That can be a downfall of playing a more ubiquitous name. Superman or Batman. You might be compared to Christopher Reeves or any of the Michael Keatons or the Christian Bales. This is the first time I've ever played Star-Lord, or first time anyone's ever played Star-Lord. So I was really given a blank slate on which to create this character.
Okay, and how about your character is the main character of the film, but how about how do you feel when a raccoon and a tree still every scene they appear?
Oh, I love Rocket and I love Groot. They're such an essential part of the team, and for me, it was just fantastic to watch the movie for the first time, seeing what the animation would actually look like, because I, of course, knew the story and I knew all of the dramatic beats and I understood what was happening, but I didn't know what it was going to look like. So for me, that was a really, really a special moment to see that for the first time. People are going to love it.
Okay, and would you like your character have superpowers?
I'd like to potentially see Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, with superpowers. But this is not a superhero movie the way it plays. It's really more of an epic space fantasy. So the superpower that this team has really comes with the unity of them finding a commonality, and they become heroes because they have one another to depend on.
Okay, and you had for your role you had to follow an strict training and a diet.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it was hard.
Yes, I mean it was. There were certainly physical challenges that came with this role. There were moments that were really hard, but for the most part, it was really fun. And I grew up as an athlete and as a wrestler, so being able to dedicate myself to something that was just sheerly physical and preparation was really a nice treat for me, actually.
But you are happy with the result?
And I'm incredibly happy with the results, yeah. So the juice was worth the squeeze.